Thanks for taking the time to learn more about our cable and telecommunications management services. In this presentation, we'll go over common cable and telecommunications problems that you may face, how GMA helps you solve those problems, and how cities often recoup thousands of dollars in past underpaid fees from cable and telecommunications companies. We supplement your city staff and ensure that those companies are paying you all the revenue you're owed. I'm assuming you're listening to this presentation because you want to collect more revenue and improve the way you track and handle the collection of your franchise fees. Or maybe you are interested in turning to a trusted partner to supplement your city staff with expertise to help with ongoing cable and telecommunications needs. Those needs might include everything from knowing if companies are underpaying you, to negotiating fees related to cable and telecommunications companies placing equipment on your municipal property. For example, Harlem, a city of about 2,800 people, was recently faced with a tough cell tower lease negotiation. Telecommunications negotiations are often complex, with lots of moving parts and pieces. Without telecommunications expertise, the city wasn't sure if the wireless provider was offering them the right amount to lease their cell tower, and including provisions that were beneficial to the city in the lease agreement. So, Jason Risner, Harlem's city manager, reached out to GMA for help. After our experts stepped in to help guide Harlem through the negotiation, Jason Risner told us, "We ended up with $1,000 more per month than the provider's original offer, and we were able to build in an escalator every 5 years. We also were paid a lump sum of $3,000 to reimburse us for professional fees incurred during the negotiation. And not only that, we also helped Harlem recoup an additional $1,500 from a cable franchise fee audit. That's all extra revenue for the city of Harlem, and part of how we apply our cable and telecommunications expertise to be an advocate for cities." Similar to Harlem, you may have a lot of questions related to cable and telecommunications situations in your city. Have you received the maximum amount of your franchise fees allowed by law? Many cities miss out on revenue because they simply don't know that they're being underpaid. Do you believe that rights of way are effectively managed by cable and telecommunications companies? When's the last time you've checked up on this? Do you hear numerous complaints from citizens about cable or telecommunications service? Complaints can be a sign of company neglect and don't reflect well on your city. Do you fully understand the financial and legal ramifications when companies place equipment on municipal property? Like Harlem, are you ready to negotiate for your own best interests and make sure the right terms and conditions are included that maximize the benefits for your city and community? Luckily, GMA is here to help. As your advocate, we'll review your current situation to see if you might be losing money from unpaid franchise fees. You might also need expert assistance dealing with legal and regulatory issues related to cable and telecommunications companies. With over 20 years of expertise, we've got plenty of experience dealing with those companies on your behalf. Because cable and telecommunications expertise can be expensive, we pool together resources to make such a complex service affordable for you. That allows us to provide you a wide variety of services, including franchise fee reviews, franchise fee management, and expertise for any negotiations with cable and telecommunications companies. So why do cities get hooked on our cable and telecommunications management services? It's because the results are undeniable. Not only can your initial return on investment be phenomenal in terms of hard dollars, but we also ensure that cable and telecommunications companies are paying you every dollar of revenue that you're owed moving forward. That's because our experts are always helping you, and they're always on hand to help you handle any cable and telecommunications related challenges and opportunities. Cities find that our services return on investment far exceeds the low annual cost. During our initial audits, we often help cities recoup thousands of dollars in past underpaid fees, and that includes rent and right-of-way fees that we renegotiate to make sure that cities don't undervalue their property and assets. So what exactly does our cable and telecommunications management services include? We help you with everything from an initial audit of your franchise fees to special situations such as cell tower lease negotiations. Let's take a closer look at what our services entail. We always start off with a franchise fee review where we work with the cable company on your behalf to sift through some important information and data, looking for potential underpaid fees. We often find underpaid fees from cable providers due to negligence, change of accounting personnel and/or accounting systems, or changes in laws that impact what companies should be paying. We'll collect and review detailed information about the company, compare the company's franchise fee remittance against what is owed to you, and assist you in recovering any underpaid fees. It's usually during this process that we'll discover underpaid fees, especially if you haven't audited your franchise fees in a while. However, a one-time audit won't solve any long-term problems or supply you with the expertise you need ongoing. That's where franchise management comes in. Cable and telecommunication laws are ever-changing at the federal and state level. Plus, cable and telecommunications companies often approach cities with new proposals, new deals, and new information without clear, easy-to-understand explanations. Without an expert to stay on top of this information, you can find yourself failing to collect the proper fees owed you or failing to negotiate a deal that serves the best interests of your city. That might cost your city tens of thousands of dollars and possibly put your assets at risk. On an ongoing basis, we provide proactive recommendations to strengthen your existing cable and telecommunications agreements. We'll also explore ways that you can recoup or negotiate for more money in accordance with applicable state or local law. At all times, you have access to experienced consultants ready to negotiate with cable and telecommunications companies on your behalf. That includes right-of-way management to ensure that cable and telecommunication companies access, use, and repair city property in a cost-effective, lawful manner, assistance in resolving consumer complaints from cable companies, and assistance with franchise renewals and negotiating a local franchise. Better yet, we manage all your franchise fees for you, taking that time-intensive activity off your plate. Our management includes regular reviews and updates on all existing cable and telecommunications laws and industry changes that affect you. A popular aspect of our cable and telecommunications management services is our help with cellular tower lease negotiations with telecommunication and wireless providers. Our industry knowledge, surveys, databases, and research into local and national rates helps us negotiate with both traditional telecommunications companies and wireless providers such as Verizon and AT&T. We make sure they are paying you appropriate fees for using your city-owned facilities and that lease agreements are drafted for the benefit of your municipality. And like with the City of Harlem, our expertise helps you generate money, sometimes even thousands of dollars per year. So what are you waiting for? To learn more about GMA's cable and telecommunications management services, visit our website at gmanet.com/telecom.aspx and contact Lou Comer, Director of Local Government Services, or Greg Fender, Local Government Services, by phone or email as listed in the presentation. On our website, you will find articles that go into more detail about how our service works, along with city-to-city interviews with city managers, city clerks, and elected officials whose cities use the service. Reach out to us and supplement your city staff with much-needed cable and telecommunications expertise to impact your bottom line now and in the future.